Hello and welcome to the Rise of Skywalker episode 6. I don't know what episode it was, but anyway, this is going to be filled with spoilers. You've probably seen it already, and if you want to see it when it comes out on DVD or something, because I don't think it's in the cinema anymore, just go away. Okay, on to spoiler free overall. No. I have written the script very wrong. Anyway, cuts. There were some important lines that did not have enough time to sink in to the next scene. It was a little rushed, so I like that there were no plot holes and empty scenes, and the use of jump scares retained the attention in long scenes. The cringe. I wish the director would have picked up some awkward pauses and cringy dialogue back at the base. Kylo Ren's fight and rush to Rey about to sacrifice Palpatine was slow, and after every kill he did this weird little smirk thing, and that was pretty cringy. With the scenery, totally amazed by the beauty of some scapes, colour corrected or not, other than the deserts. Yeah, so it's attention to detail in scenery. The effort towards detail in the film was great. I especially love the almost untouched state of the Death Star, the stormtroopers' helmets just lying around, and after they'd been killed ages ago, it's not been tampered with and all the helmets are still there. Why are the suits not there? I don't know, maybe they don't have the budget. With character trait building, Rey's lines did feel scripted. Nevertheless, throughout the film, her characteristics were explored reasonably well. Her actions to Chewie being killed, quote unquote, and accidentally booping BB-8 on the head with a tree. However, Finn and Poe weren't enough. The two kept the comedy and sobriety in the right places. The droids, with some new characters, were brilliant, all with each an important role to play, and appearances from other classic Star Wars characters were welcome and did not overshadow the newer cast, but instead supported them superbly. With the lore, I felt the lore tied together well, as Rey and Ben slowly stopped fighting each other and realised there was no point. So Ben died as well as Leia, and they evaporated. It seems only Jedi's respawn too, as those ghost little thingies. The fight at the end between Palpatine and Rey gave a vivid metaphor of all the Jedi coming together in The Last Jedi to defeat him. Same on the other teams. Yeah, spoiler alert. It seems Finn is also a Jedi, but you've probably clicked off already. Yeah, so with showing off the budget, the Palpatine reintroduction was done well with special effects to exaggerate his power and a satisfying finish to the saga. Not many CGI creatures were dotted around the planets, which showed their decisions in putting money into the right places to show the desert was barren and not full of animals that they paid for, and other costumes and CGI. Other special effects they did use were during the important action scenes. Oh, and can I just say that terrible explosion of the planet halfway through where they destroy it and it's just, they could have, that's just look at that explosion, it's so low quality. Right, so specific comments. I was surprised the final battle took place in space and not a humble little jungle like a planet Naboo. So that was a surprise. The Star Destroyer giant ships must have had a gravity machine due to the land troops, literally running over it. When Rey and Ben resurrected each other, not a thing was spoken and the body language really worked. Same for almost every other scene with Rey and Ben Solo. Carrie Fisher playing a substantially large role in the film being dead was shocking. They pulled off the looks in CGI, but the quips of Leia were a bit distorted and sounded layered. Lol, cause Leia, and they sounded layered. Ha! It may be a statement showing both the escaped stormtroopers are black to show the comparison between the galaxy far, far away and our 1700s world. Was that the right time? Yeah, so might just be a coincidence, but the aliens at the festival of some sort and at the start of the movie reminded me of perhaps Muslims at like the River Ganges, like with all the colourful clothes on, which is the most densely packed location on Earth of human at one time. This could again be comparing their galaxies to our culture so we can relate to it easier. I especially adored the scenery of Palpatine's dark fortress at the end. Me not being epileptic, the facial expressions and raised deflection of his lightning gives you a tingle and stuff. Very powerful visuals. Can I just say, how does the Emperor survive the Death Star fall? I mean, he's a crippled old thing now, but like he literally got dropped down into the abyss and then it all blew up. Theory, the Pagans mentioned in episode 3, I think may have been responsible for the resurrection. I don't know, maybe. At the end, I expected to see all the ghosts of the past Jedi's and Leia, etc. They missed out on some lore and satisfaction of all the Jedi's being there in their ghost form, like how the ghosts are like, hey, how are your day? Because they can just like communicate normally. Extraterrestrial dialogue could have been lip sync better, like the yeah, that wasn't very good. And unimportant dialogue, all was cringeworthy. Anyway, the conclusion and the verdict. It's sad to see the last episode in the Star Wars trilogy, but I had a blast watching the plot play out and containing a good amount of unexpectancy, like Kylo Ren being healed by Rey instead of being finished and the spy revealing himself, along with some clever camera shots. And with Battlefront 2 on it, it's on my shelf. I don't have to suffer that feeling where you watch a movie and the reality, and then you go to reality, and it just gets really boring. You know, when you watch like Harry Potter and you're like, bro, I've just realised how boring reality is without magic. The message brought was to know you can belong to any family, even if you're not related. Seen with Ben Solo joining the Skywalkers, and Rey also doing that. The story wasn't hard to keep up with, just the Jedi defeating the Sith and blowing up the ships, either. So, I mean, for kids it's not hard to understand. So my verdict is positive with about 8.5 stars out of 10, obviously. Props to Disney and JJ Abrams for not producing poo-poo. Okay, thank you for listening. That was very long. I might go now. Bye.